Hi guys, hey, I thought I would do another video about, I don't know what this is really about. I don't know, this is kind of like a rant, I guess, but I just thought I'd clarify something. I feel like I've been getting a decent amount of comments about this, and I don't know, like in real life I talk about this like too much, I feel like, and I just wanted to like clear the air. And that is why I live at home, why I live with my parents. I am 24 years old, almost 25, and people just seem to have like a really big problem with it, and I don't really get that. I know it's like not socially acceptable, and like first of all, like there's so many reasons really, but you know, back in the day people did live at home for a really long time. People stayed at home till they got married. People, when they did get married, their parents moved in with them. You know, people lived with their families, and I do feel like now there's this huge thing with so many families where they do move away, and that's totally fine. Every family is totally different, and I feel like that's kind of where this is going and coming from. Like a lot of people come from families who aren't that close. You know, you turn 18, you move out, you go to college, and then you don't come back home maybe for the summer, but you get a job and you move out, that's it. And I guess some people think of it as achievements and being successful and, you know, being independent, and that's great and that's perfect for them. A lot of people don't feel the need to see their families every day. They just see them on holidays, and some people don't love spending time with their family. Some people aren't that close. Some people think their career is more important, or they just made that choice, you know, and that's different. You know, some people move to be with someone they marry or in a relationship with. Like there's so many different scenarios in every family, and I feel like because I made a choice for me that works for my family, that I'm happy with, people have an issue with it. They think I'm being lazy, they think I'm being a freeloader, they think all these different things. Everyone is different, every family is different, and I feel like just because you chose a choice, or you know people who've made a certain choice, doesn't mean that's what everyone's choice has to be. I mean, I know people in their 40s, 50s living at home, and it's not because they can't afford their own place or because they don't want their own place. Some of them want to live at home, be with their family. Sometimes people want to spend time with their family. There's so many different reasons, and I have a lot of reasons for why I live at home. I'm happy here. That's my first reason. It really should be my only reason. I'm happy at home. This is the home I grew up in. I've never moved in my life. I've lived here forever, and I love it. I love my house. It's small and it's old, and there's a lot of things I don't like about it, but I'm comfortable here, and I don't know if it's my anxiety or what. My whole life I've been comfortable here. Even before I had anxiety, I loved being home. I'm a homebody. I've always been that type of person. I didn't like moving, even going on vacations. Like, I liked being in my home. By the time the vacation was over, I was excited to go home, even if it was just a weekend. I like being where I know I'm comfortable, and when I moved into school for 4 months, and like technically you're living there, I loved coming home. I loved coming home on the weekends. I never felt comfortable 100% there because I love my home, and I'm sure one day I'll move out and make a new place my home, but to be honest, I would have no problem raising my kids in this house. I like it here, and that should be my only reason. Second of all, I love my family. I have no problem living with them. I've never had the urge to live on my own, ever. I don't want to say I'm not independent. Some things I am independent on, but I'm not independent when it comes to living. I would not feel comfortable living on my own. I would not be comfortable being in a place by myself at night. I love having my family around, whether it's just for fun, whether it's to cook with, whether it's to make a meal for. I don't like cooking for myself, just for me. I don't like going through the efforts when I'm the only one eating it. I love cooking for other people. Me and my family get along really well, and yes, there's always tension. We've lived together for a very long time, but I'm happy here, and I like being with my family. And I honestly, even if I met someone and was ready to move out, I would be very upset to leave. I know a lot of people move out, and especially when they're in their 20s and they're like, oh my god, I just want to move out. And I don't want that, to be honest. Even if I could afford to move out, which 100% can't, because I work freelance, I don't make that much money, I don't make barely any money from YouTube and stuff. You know, I make enough to pay my bills, and that's, you know, the gist. I would never be able to pay rent. Not that I would want to be honest. I would never pay rent. I would buy somewhere because it's an investment. I think paying rent is stupid. I know everyone has their own decisions, you know. This is my opinion. I want to live somewhere close by my parents when I do move out, so it wouldn't really it would be a waste of money in my opinion. I like living at home. There's space for me here. I help out with what I can. I would find it to be a waste of money to put money towards something every single month and not getting anything in return. I would think it was a waste. I would happily be dating someone and have them move in here. I have no issue with privacy, really. Maybe it's because I'm single. I really don't mind having my family around at all. So that's one of the reasons. I also couldn't afford a place on my own. Even if I wanted to get out and like be on my own, which I don't, I would not be able to afford that. So that's another reason. A lot of people say, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? You're freeloading. And maybe I am kind of, you know, I do depend on my parents for a lot of different bills and, you know, food and things like that. But I think they're happy to have me here. least I hope they are. I like being here. I don't really have a reason to leave. I don't want to live on my own. I don't want to put money toward rent. I would find it to be such an absolute waste. Like, I would go crazy knowing that I'm working and working and working, putting my money toward rent, and just like, you know, $500 every single month just for what? Like, why would I be doing that when I'm fine living at home? I don't need privacy. If I was gonna move out, I would buy a house. I would start paying rent to live at home and, like, you know, pay my parents to live here before I moved out and paid rent somewhere else, because I would know that it was going towards something that I use, you know, water bill, electric, cable, Wi-Fi, like whatever I was going toward. Like, I would do that before paying rent somewhere. I don't know, I just love it here. I don't have any urge to move out, and like, I feel like so many people don't get it. So many people are, you're in your mid-20s, like, how do you live at home? I've talked to people in their mid-30s who live at home, and a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people just, you know, it's a place to sleep. They're out most of the time. It's not like that for me. I like spending time with my parents. To be honest, my parents are my best friends. Like, I wouldn't want to live with, I'm gonna start tearing up. I wouldn't want to live without my parents, to be honest. Like, I told them in the past, you know, when I move out, I want them to come with me. When I get married, I want to take care of them, and like, I better meet someone who's okay with that, because I'm comfortable around my parents and they're always there for me, and why would I not want to be around them? You know, I know not everyone is lucky enough to be that close to their parents, and every situation is totally different, and obviously a lot of people do want to move out and have that independence and get away from their family. But I don't want that. I love spending time with my family. I love living with them. I love not having to plan things and call them before I come over and, you know, say, oh, sorry, I'm not gonna be home, or oh, can we like reschedule? Like, I don't like doing that. I like knowing that when I come downstairs in the morning, they're gonna be there, and I love being able to do things with them and for them, and, you know, ask for their help, spend as much time with them as possible. I want to spend all my time with them. And so I know it's like sad or crazy or whatever you want to call it, but I absolutely adore my parents, and I wouldn't want to leave. I so appreciate that they support me financially and with a house and all that stuff. So really, I have no reason to leave, but the only reason I would ever move out is if I had, you know, gotten married, or, you know, met someone and I wanted to live with them, and, you know, we're starting our own family. But even in that case, I would live very close by. When I say very close by, I don't mean half hour, I mean like 5-10 minutes tops. I'd want to be able to see my parents every single day, even if I didn't live in this house. I just think it's so crazy when people are like, oh, you live at home, like blah blah blah. Like, so what? Like I said, I'm a homebody. I don't want to leave. I'm very much like, I want to say like Luke Danes and Gilmore Girls. I like being in my town, not going really far. I like staying within the 20-minute radius of my house at all times. I've had the same babysitting job for nearly 10 years. I've been running YouTube for over 5 years now. I like routine, and I like what I'm comfortable with, and that's just the way I am, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And just because I like living at home and like being with my parents, you know, maybe it means I'm not a very independent person. Maybe it means I'm a baby, or I have anxiety, or whatever the hell you want to say it means, but those are the reasons why I live at home, and I don't think there's anything wrong with them. And if you do, that's your problem, not my problem. Just thought I would make this video. Just want to throw that out there for all the haters, and for anyone who doesn't really get why I live at home. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more videos from me, from like weird things like this to beauty and favorites and fashion and vlogs and pretty much whatever. But thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!